Hey everyone, it's the one and only magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I am back at it with another Angry Grandma reaction. And this video that I will be reacting to will be the shower scare prank on Angry Grandma gone wrong. And if you've seen based off the thumbnail, well, Jake, that ice hole, he is in for a major surprise. He was hoping to scare his old granny by jumping out of the shower, but that doesn't go according to plan, which makes it all that more hilarious than it should, right? And I have seen this video before, and I was probably planning on getting to it eventually anyway, but that's okay. This video actually was recommended to me not too long ago by one of my lovely subscribers, Brett Chamberlain. Thank you for the recommendation. And I'm going to go ahead and check this out. But before we do, there's a couple things that I want to talk about before I get to the reaction. So, for those of you that just want to go straight into the reaction, when I'm going through and editing this video, I will put a timestamp to go ahead and skip to the reaction. So, don't worry. That, the timestamp will be on the screen the whole time until we get to the actual reaction. I want to talk about two things that happened on AEW Dynamite, and then we got a certain trailer to kind of just talk about real quick. Yeah, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and I'm going to tell you guys whether or not I'm interested in watching it. But let's get to AEW Dynamite. Okay, first thing I want to talk about with AEW Dynamite, we had Swerve Strickland taking on Kenny Omega, where Swerve Strickland put his number one contendership for the AEW World Championship on the line against Kenny Omega, he put his EVP power on the line. And so, yeah, so there was a couple of spots where Swerve Strickland, he was playing, he was doing dirty things. He was absolutely trying to be the heel. Like, there was one part where they were on the apron and Kenny Omega was behind Swerve Strickland, and Swerve Strickland kind of grabbed the referee to kind of obstruct her vision. That way he could low blow Kenny Omega with his leg. Very heelish. That got some boos, even though I don't think Swerve Strickland is a full-on heel yet. He's definitely hitting in that direction. And there was one point in the match where they were on top of the barricade, and how they have the LED barricades, it's like pretty straight, so they can pretty much like stand on them and stuff. I don't know how the hell they have the balance to do that, but they do. So one point they was on the barricade, and Swerve Strickland, he performs a pile driver on Kenny Omega on top of the barricade. I'm like, damn, man. Jesus. And then there was one point in the match where I thought, okay, Swerve Strickland might actually fucking win this match. That would be a literal swerve, no pun intended. But he picks up Kenny Omega and performs the Vertebreaker, and he pins him, and then Kenny Omega kicks out after two. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. Swerve Strickland is not winning this match, because how that move is performed, it looks like that would be like a finisher type of move, and yet Kenny Omega kicks out of it. I'm like, yeah, it's wraps. Yeah, Kenny Omega is absolutely winning this match. And then Kenny Omega does win this match by hitting Swerve Strickland with his angel winged move. I forget what it's called, but he picks him up and but that's like a definition of a finisher right there. And Kenny Omega pins Swerve Strickland 1, 2, 3. And now Kenny Omega is the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. And now, instead of Swerve Strickland facing MJF for the world title at Dynasty, Kenny Omega is now facing MJF for the world title at Dynasty, coming up in about 2-3 weeks from now. The only question, it was a really good match. It was a pretty good match. Those two, absolutely. My question is, what the hell does Swerve Strickland now do at Dynasty? Maybe he doesn't have a match necessarily. Maybe he's going to come into play in the world title match by costing Kenny Omega the world title against MJF. Not necessarily, he wouldn't necessarily be doing it to help MJF, but it's more so to fuck over Kenny Omega, because I can see where Swerve Strickland had the number one contendership for the world title in his hands and he lost it. I could see this being the path finally to make Swerve Strickland to let the hate flow through and to embrace the heel turn and really turn on being a fucking bastard. You know what I mean? I could absolutely see that. I don't think Swerve Strickland and Kenny Omega's rivalry is anywhere close to done. Swerve Strickland won one, Kenny Omega won one, so I could see them fighting each other at Double or Nothing, which I believe is going to be in May. I could see that being a very possibility. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. So, yeah, Jon Moxley will be facing Will Ospreay at Dynasty, and it will not be for the Continental Championship, which, I mean, honestly, Will Ospreay, he doesn't need that fucking title. I would say, honestly, Will Ospreay, he's bigger than the Continental Championship, so whatever. So obviously for Jon Moxley and the Death Riders pretty much injuring Will Ospreay's neck, obviously Will Ospreay wants revenge against Jon Moxley for him and the Death Riders trying to end his career, essentially. And I guess they was at Forbidden Door in London. Yeah, that's right. They was in Forbidden Door for London because, yeah, that's right. I was trying to remember. Because Will Ospreay says to Jon Moxley, well, he doesn't say it to him, but he's speaking as if Jon Moxley is listening, which he probably was when he was talking. But he says, Jon Moxley, you tried to not only injure me, but you tried to end my career, not only in front of my hometown, but my wife, my kids, my mom, and my family. And for that, I want you at Dynasty, you motherfucker. They bleeped that last part out, but yeah. I'm sorry, but there's no way that Jon Moxley is going to be cheered. No. I know they're trying to kind of make Jon Moxley a face, but yeah, the minute that Will Ospreay came back and wants to get revenge against Jon Moxley, like, nah, you can kiss Jon Moxley being a babyface. You can kiss that shit goodbye. Ain't nobody going to boo Will Ospreay. If anything, Will Ospreay is the definition of an ultimate baby face. So you're going to be hard pressed to find anybody booing Will Ospreay. I don't see it. And I think that Will Ospreay should definitely get that win. Jon Moxley does not need to beat Will Ospreay. So, yeah. Okay. Now that I'm done with AEW Dynamite, let's talk about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Ooh. Let's get this elephant out of the room. Let's go ahead and discuss the elephant in the room. Oh boy, where do I even start? Well, it's not going to be all negative, I promise. Now, for those of you that are wondering, am I going to be interested in watching this streaming series? Well, that answer is going to be a resounding hell no. Absolutely not. Why do I want to waste my time watching that bullshit? Huh? Like, why would anybody in their right mind would want to watch that when we have the books and there's also audiobooks and we also have the movies? I mean, the movies are not even that old. Sure, they're getting closer to 20 years, but whatever. Or the last Harry Potter movie, I think, was about, I don't know, 15 years or 16 years. I think about 15 years because I was thinking Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out in 2011. So yeah, about 15 years. But the point is, they're not that damn old. Scream is older than the last Harry Potter movie. Think about that one for a second. But anyway, this is not about Scream. This is about Harry Potter, but the point still stands. Okay, I kind of skimmed through the trailer a little bit. And I gotta say, it doesn't look all bad. Like, the guy playing Dumbledore, I think his name is John Lithgow. Okay, I mean, he doesn't look bad as Dumbledore. He looks decent as Dumbledore, I will give him that. And the woman playing Minerva McGonagall, honestly, when I first saw her, I was like, I don't know who that is. But anyway, I think it's because she doesn't have that iconic look that Maggie Smith has as McGonagall. So, but I mean, again, not the worst thing in the trailer. There's even a shot of Ollivander. Ollivander again, he doesn't look bad. He looks alright. Now, Rubius Hagrid, that voice, no, he's got no accent. Yeah, I'm not vibing with Hagrid in this. Nah, not at all. He doesn't have an accent. No, Robbie Coltrane was absolutely the perfect Hagrid. You can't get no better than Robbie Coltrane as Hagrid. I mean, he kind of looks, Nick Frost kind of looks like him, but the voice, no, no, no. They could have made him sound like he has giant ism in him, and no, they failed on that account. And then, oh boy. Well, let's talk about one other positive thing, I guess. Aunt Petunia, she has blonde hair. The actress playing her in this series has blonde hair, which is book accurate. So I guess that's a positive, but Severus Snape. Ooh, Black Snape. And don't get me wrong. Let me just say this. I have nothing personal against the actor playing Severus Snape. I'm sure he might be a fine actor. I don't know. I've never seen him in anything before, but here's the thing. Like, yeah, it's not accurate at all to the fucking books or the movies. Sure, Alan Rickman was older than Severus Snape was supposed to be in the books, but he was way more accurate than what we have now. So, I don't know. Again, it doesn't have anything to do with racism. It has to do the bitching and complaining from anybody and everybody about Severus Snape. It has to do with them not being accurate to the books. And I will be honest, when I first heard about this before any of the casting, I was like, no thanks, I'm good, I'm out. Because, well, just because of how Hollywood is nowadays, I'm like, nah, I know they're going to find something to fuck this up. They're going to find something to mess up with this, and what do you know? They fuck up one of the most integral characters of Harry Potter. Like, how do you get that so wrong? Well, we know why. They're doing it on purpose. Because HBO, if this fails, HBO, Warner Brothers, they're not going to take responsibility and say, oh, we fucked up, we made a terrible decision. No, no, no. Instead, they're going to deflect and shield blame from themselves, and they're going to deflect it off back onto the fans and claim, oh, it's racism. No, it ain't got nothing to do with racism. It's because you're not accurate. And HBO and Warner Brothers, they lied before the casting of Snape and said, oh, we're going to be more faithful than the movies ever were. And yet, you fuck up on one of your most important castings. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Was there anything positive that I wanted to say? I don't think I have anything else to say other than, yeah. I don't know. Are they going to be able to get all 7 seasons? Because I know they want to do each season. Like, the first season is going to be Philosopher's Stone, then Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows. But my question is, if they even make it that far, who knows if enough people will watch by the time they want to get to all of the other stuff, right? My question is, are they going to split that last book into 2 parts or just make it one long season? Or I don't know how many episodes they're planning on doing. Because supposedly, quote unquote, oh, it's going to be more faithful than the movies. Sure thing. Keep telling yourselves that. And here's the thing about why this is so bad, why this casting is so bad of Severus Snape. The writer of the books, J.K. Rowling herself, envisioned Severus Snape to be pale as hell, white as hell, white, almost as white as Jack Skellington, or white as the Pillsbury fucking Doughboy. are as white as he almost has a Count Dracula look to him. And you wonder why people are complaining. Because they're not being accurate to the books. That's why people were bitching and complaining. That's the only reason, okay? And because of them casting this Papa guy as Severus Snape, HBO and Warner Brothers, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but other people, you have opened the floodgates for people to make all kinds of jokes, and there's all kinds of memes out already about Black Snape. I've seen like one that was Black Snoop Snape, or like Black Snap, like just all kinds of shit. They've done it. They've opened up the gates for people to make jokes. You think people are not going to take advantage and not make jokes? Yeah, okay, sure thing. We'll see how it works out. I'm not going to be watching, and I'm not going to bring it up again past this video. So those are my thoughts on it. I won't quit talking about Harry Potter, but I'm just never going to acknowledge this series ever again after this video. And, yeah, that's all I got to say on that. Let's actually go ahead and get to the reaction of the shower scare prank on Angry Grandma Gone Wrong. Let's go. Alright, let's get some laughs in instead of all the doom and gloom, right? And I just wanted to say one more thing. There was a picture of what all the Weasley kids are supposed to look like, and I will give them another positive on this. The Weasley kids, they all look very Weasley, and I actually mean that in a good way. But anyway, we'll stop talking about that. Let's continue the reaction. Okay. Every night around 10 o'clock, Gran goes in the bathroom to wash her teeth before bed. Alright. I figured I'd hide in the shower before she went in the bathroom and pop out and scare her, and this is what happened. Alright. Let's see where this goes wrong. As I'm sure you've already seen the thumbnail, y'all will see. Yep, there she is.
Well, gotta find something to dry my hands on. Here's some. Shit. Oh. Damn, my belly's killing me.
Oh, damn, it sounds like she's got to take a massive shit. Yeah, she's on the toilet.
Son of a bitch, my stomach is... Oh, are you sitting? Jake, what the flying fuck are you doing in here? Motherfucker, get out. I hope it stinks your ass all the way downstairs, you asshole. Can't even get up and take a damn piece of shit that you got your nose stuck around the corner. Motherfucker. Stupid ass.
2 minutes later.
You fucking knows where it don't belong. What? What? What the hell are you doing? What did it smell like I was doing? I'm taking a fucking shit. Stupid eyes.
Yeah, she gonna beat your eyes.
Stupid eyes can't even take a fucking shit or nothing else. Motherfucker. Alright, ain't done that for me. Stupid fucking asshole.
I hope it smelled good, you asshole.
Stick his fucking nose where it don't fucking belong. Damn him. Jack!
Uh-oh. She's probably smacking the shit out of him.
Especially when I try taking shit. I hope it smells good, you motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my room. I hope fuck it smells good. Get out. Get out. Don't come back in here. Stay the fuck out of my room. Can't even take a decent shit.
Oh, Jake. Oh, Jake, oh, Jake. Why you thought that was going to go well, You, sir, have a special mind. So, yeah, that was the shower scare prank on Angry Grandma gone wrong. And thank you to Brett Chamberlain for this recommendation. And definitely feel free to let me know if you have any thoughts on anything I discussed today, whether if that's AEW or Harry Potter or Angry Grandma, or if you have anything else you want to say, feel free to definitely let me know. I'm probably going to get this out to you guys on Friday. It's currently Friday right now. And, yeah, I'm going to try to get out a Choo Choo and Quan reaction this weekend. We will see, because I gotta get to my next part of Red Dead Redemption 2 so I can have that out in April. That way I can start working on the games. That way I can continue working on Red Dead Redemption 2 in the month of May, along with this second game that I'm going to play on the channel, which I'm not going to reveal what that game is yet. Some of you probably already know what I'm talking about, but the majority of you don't know, and I'm going to try to keep it that way for about a month until we get to the final part of Heavy Rain, which has already premiered or has already been uploaded, but it still has, the premiere hasn't started yet. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. And if you're new, welcome on in for the very first time. I'm glad to have your support, and thank you for your time. I am Buck Beak, and I'm going to go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.